Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to share the Ipsy November 2017 bag with you. I know it's a little bit late, but it is definitely a bag worth sharing. This is one of my best bags yet, and I like all 5 items that are inside. I want to share them with you along with some reviews because I've either used these products for years and years and love them, which is why I'm excited about them, or they're a little bit newer, but I've already tested them. So it's a late video, but I can speak with authority about all of these items. And so here we go. So the first item is the bag itself. It's this blue bag, very 70s looking, and there were 2 options which they sent you. One is this blue one, and one was like a mustard color one. I actually took a sneak peek at the bags ahead of time, and when I saw the mustard one, I was like, please God, don't send me that one. I don't always love the bags. I know people get excited about the makeup bags, and I think it's a great idea. Personally, I just have so many makeup bags now that I'm very rarely excited about them. I was the least excited at this one. I was like, I'm definitely giving that one away. But I ended up with the blue one, and it's actually much nicer looking in person than I thought it was online. And it's a cute bag. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my taste, but I do think it's really cute. It has this sort of like faux leather along with just like a regular, I don't know if it's canvas or cotton what, but it's a cute color and nice bag. It has the little strap and it has the Ipsy logo on it as it usually does. So the bag itself, not crazy about, but again, that's never the item that I'm excited about. So no big deal. But the items inside were fantastic. The first item was this eyeshadow from Naked Cosmetics. I think I've received one from them before and I remember liking it, but I wasn't as in love with it as I was this time. I'm going to show you the color. It's like this really beautiful, like burgundy brown. It's like a cross between the two. And what I really like about this is I'm wearing it right now, if you could see. What I really liked about this is it's swatched so beautifully. It's like very creamy, not chunky at all, very finely milled, very creamy, so soft. And if you do just a little bit of a dab, like in my skin tone, which is like a medium brown skin tone, you do a little dab and play with it right here, it can almost just like melt into your skin. So if you have like a browner skin tone, it could just really meld in and look really natural. And I almost feel like you could use it in different places of your face, like to do a highlight or something. If you have a fairer skin tone, you probably still could, but it would have a little bit of that red color that might not work as well with your skin tone. But I like it because if you look, I could layer it in with not very much product to create the look I like, and I'm very much about like that muted look. I want everything to be super blended. If you ever see me not with something blended, it's because I intentionally decided to just go a little garish that day, but I'm definitely all about blending. And so to me, I want highly pigmented products, but I also, when it comes to things like eyeshadow and blush, I actually tend to favor the things that don't have as much pigment. They have the pigment, but it's a buildable pigment. So to me, this is a buildable pigment, and I love this. I did see a couple of reviews. I just took a quick look when I was scoping this out on Ipsy.com, and there were a couple of people that said it wasn't pigmented enough for them. I'm going to go ahead and assume those are people that like to build like a really dramatic look with really highly richly pigmented colors. So if you're on the fence about purchasing something like that, just keep that in mind, that I would definitely read reviews on whichever color you're purchasing to see if it's like deep enough, dark enough for you. But I like things that build and have more of a natural feel. Another thing to know about these is they can be used wet or dry. I used mine dry today, and that they're basically a metallic finish, but again, I'm not a metallic girl. I'm not like a huge glitter person. I think anybody can do anything they want, but I'm kind of at that place in my life where I've already done all the fun with glitter that I can have. So what really appealed to me about this is even though it's a metallic and it's in that family of metallics and glitters, it's very elegant and sophisticated, and I think anybody, any age, could wear this and look really lovely in it. So I was really excited, and I rarely get excited about eyeshadow, so that was a good one. I'm gonna go to a ride or die favorite. The next item was this Tarte blush. I got Feisty. There were 2 other colors that you could receive, but I am so happy because this is like one of those perfect nude colors. And I have a lot of Tarte blushes. Most of my blush collection is from Tarte, and I love them because they're very creamy. I have dry skin, so I cannot use anything that is drying. These are very creamy. They never sit on my skin. They never do anything that I find offensive. They're another one that if you use a really light touch, I feel that I can get a very light blush, which is what, like I said earlier, which is what I like to go for blush and eyeshadow. But I think if you want to build it, you can definitely get that color. I've done that with Tarte blushes as well. Even the nudie light colors, you could still build them because they always have something in them that's either like a peach or a brown or whatever color shade you may have. I have a little bit of everything from Tarte, but my favorites are definitely the nudes, and then like the peachy ones tend to look good on me as well. So this is like a nude type of color. I can do a little swatch on my hand. You're not even going to see it on camera because I didn't swatch very well. It's just that nude. So I'll do a heavier swatch. But again, these are like buildable colors. So if you look, there's like a little peachy tone, and if you're looking at my cheeks, that's what I'm wearing. So I love this. I'm so happy that I got one in my bag, and appears to be a full size one, so I will have blush for days. The next item is another ride or die item. This is one of the absolute best things in makeup, and I made reference to it in my mascara video. If you're interested in watching the best drugstore mascaras that I recommend, there's 3 of them. They're phenomenal. Please click on the link above my head, and there will also be a link below. I didn't talk about this one because it is not a drugstore mascara, but I made reference to it because this is the best mascara out there, and it is the Benefit They're Real mascara, which has been out for a few years now, and it is pretty much like everyone's favorite. There's a few others out there that people really love. Now, this is a brand new one. I actually have so many of these because I get them every now and then, and I buy them every now and again. And by the time all is said and done, I have them like in every color and in both sizes and everything. So I'm going to show you the one that I have that I'm using right now so I don't open or contaminate a new product. So we got the travel size in our Ipsy bag, and I actually prefer the travel size. There is definitely a full size. It's like twice as much money, and I want to say at least twice as much product. And I think personally that you're better off just buying the travel size because you're supposed to toss your mascara every 3 months anyway. And honestly, and I love makeup, and I obviously love makeup and wear makeup all the time, and I still don't go through mascara tubes, in the 3 months that you're supposed to go through, especially if I'm using more than one. You have your lengthening, your volumizing. This is technically a lengthening mascara. So this is what the wand looks like. It's kind of like a fuller, not like a huge full, but a fuller brush, and it's got a lot of little bristles on them. I would call it more of a plastic brush because it definitely doesn't feel like one of those like the ones like that are a little bit more old school that aren't like so plasticky. I hated these ones when they first came out, but I've really embraced them because I think in many cases they work better than the traditional bristles. But what's really amazing about this brush is you go in, you get your length, and you can do your one coat if you want to be a little bit more sort of natural per se, and you can definitely build this. This is very buildable. It does not flake. I don't ever get like mascara fallout ever with this, which some of the other favorite mascaras that people go crazy over, they're great except that they have the fallout, which to me is completely unacceptable, which is why I would never purchase them. But what's really great about this is that it's got the wand, but at the top of it, and you can't even always see it in person. You have to really know it's there. There's a little bit of a dome at the top, so it's like a dome shape when you're holding it this way. And this dome has little spikes that go all around. And what's beautiful about this tool is when you're done putting your mascara on, you go in with that little dome, and you can add a little bit more product because there's product on there. But it's really more about separating the lashes and making them go the way you want. So I don't find that my lashes ever get clumpy with this. So it's not an issue of declumping, but it's an issue of being able to move those lashes. I have very thin lashes. They're not particularly long. They move straight down. They just want to go straight down. And also, when you're doing your mascara, you're using a big wand. They're just kind of going to move as a group. When you go in this way, I can pull the little ones this way. More importantly, I can pull these ones out this way. And I find that if I could pull some lashes out this way, when you see me in person, you actually see that I have lashes. And it's a much nicer look than if I just go in this way. So this is a really great mascara because it has a great wand, but also because the formulation of the mascara itself is great. And so that's the trick with trying on. If you go to like a Sephora or an Ulta where you actually have access to these things, it's great because you can get a tester wand, which you should always use. You can get a tester wand and you can check the formulation, but you can't really play with the wand because you never want to go in with anybody else's wand, particularly one used by like so many people. But you can't really test the wand, and the trick with this mascara is the wand is 50% of what's amazing. But everything about it is amazing, and I'm really excited. I'm always happy to get another one. The thing about these bags is that Part of the reason I get them is for the surprise and being able to try new things that I wouldn't have before. But the reality of it is sometimes I get things I haven't tried before and I'm like, I didn't really like that much, or I wasn't that excited about it. But when I get things like these that I love, I'm excited because like I know I don't have this color. I've been lucky I don't ever get colors that I already had in terms of like blush and eyeshadow. So I didn't have this color. I love this product. I will keep it till it goes bad or I finish it, whichever happens first. And mascara is something that you replace every 3 months, and this is my ride or die, so I always have a tube of this. And honestly, if I wasn't a beauty obsessed and if I didn't have a beauty channel, I would literally just buy this mascara. Except for there's one or two that I buy because they have color, because they're colorful, or they do something a little bit different. But really, if I was only going to buy one mascara, it would be this. And it's just because I have beauty subscriptions and because I have a beauty channel and because I'm just kind of obsessed and always curious that I have a whole drawer full of mascaras. But I've compared it to all of them. This keeps winning every single time. So the next item is the item I usually show you first in my unbaggings and unboxings, and it is the brush, which Ipsy always gives you a tool, at least in the 2 years that I've done it. And this month's is a brush, as it usually is, and this is from Crown Brush. It's the C141 chisel brush. For some reason, the brushes that I get from Ipsy don't always have the numbers on them, which I find a little frustrating because I always want to know. You want to know what it is that you're using so you can look it up. Ipsy.com will tell you what you got. But just in general, you don't know what they are. And like years from now, if somebody says that's a great brush, what is it? I want to be able to tell them. So that's my only complaint about this brush, is that it's just not on there. And I find that most of the Ipsy brushes I get don't have it. But I love Crown brushes. Their brushes are some of the best. They're super affordable. This one is like $5 or $6, maybe even under $5, but it's around that price mark. And the bristles are super soft, and just a really good brush. I consider this definitely a professional brush. And then that has this little divot here and here, which I think is really interesting for if you want, if you like holding it that way. It just gives you something to hold. And it's just a really nice brush, and it's meant for like blush or contour. I tend to favor a bigger, softer brush for blush because, like I said, I like to blend and muted. But I can definitely see where this would be great, where if you're placing a product and you know, especially if you're somebody who really starts at the apples of your cheeks. I tend to go kind of back because when I put it here, it looks crazy. So I tend to favor back here. But it's a really beautiful brush. It's a very soft. It definitely blends. And I think it's gonna really last a long time. Like you could just tell when you've been around good brushes for a while, you just kind of know just by looking at them, holding them, feeling them, that when you have one that's going to kind of stay with you forever, so long as you take care of them. And then the last item is one I was excited about because this was sort of my surprise, you know, the thing that I wouldn't necessarily purchase for myself, but that I absolutely wanted to try. And it is this Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamins, and it's a cleanser for your face, and it's very gentle. And it has a very subtle scent. It's really nice, but it's not like super scented. I can smell it for you because I like to do that for you guys. But I used it this morning, and I would say it has very clean, I don't want to say natural per se, because sometimes when you go to places like, is it like Aveda, they have like natural scents and they have a very particular scent. Like when you go to Whole Foods and check out all the scents in their BDL, it's a very particular kind of scent that you could tell is more pure, and that it's not like that. I don't always find those pleasant. I appreciate them because they seem to be made out of like something real that you can identify. But I almost prefer things that are more created because I just want things to be pleasant. I'm more about that. So this is very pleasant, but it still has a little bit of that like natural feeling. And if anything, it's a more traditional like soap smell, but in a good way. So again, it's kale, green tea, and spinach vitamins. It's an age prevention cleanser. What you do with this is you wet your face first, you put a little of this product on, and when you look at it, you're not sure if it's like gel or oil, and I think that's mostly because it's in a glass bottle. I think if it was in a plastic bottle, you would know that it's pretty much just gel cleanser. And you put a little bit on, you let it go around your face, you massage it for about 30 seconds, it gets a little bit foamy, and then you rinse it off, towel dry the way you would anything else. I used it this morning and I was very pleased with it. My skin felt so soft afterwards. It didn't like strip it or make it feel like you know, there's certain ones I use like Purity. I love Purity because it takes your makeup off, but it also super dehydrates my skin, so I have to really go in with extra moisturizer. When I used this, I actually went in with a much lighter moisturizer than I usually use because I knew I could, because my skin just felt really good. So I was very, very happy to use this, and this little amount was going to go really far with me. Now, I didn't use it to remove makeup. I don't really believe in using a cleanser to remove makeup unless it's Purity, because they never work. I really have to remove my makeup and then do my cleansing. So I know there's people who like to cheat it and try to do the one. I don't believe in that. That just never works. Makeup these days is just so good and so well made that it's just going to stay on until you find a way to really take it off. So I didn't test it that way because I don't plan on using it that way. I can tell you though, on my skin, I don't think this had the ability to do that. I could be wrong, but it just felt like a very gentle, nice cleanser for when your skin has already been, it's already clean of anything that, makeup or anything like that. So anyway, I was really happy with this. And it's something that based on my first impression, it's something that I would consider putting on the repurchase list. And by the way, this is for all skin types, but I can tell you, as somebody with dry skin, I was very impressed. So anyhow, those were the items for today. As you can see, I'm very happy with everything. Usually I pick a favorite. It's hard to say, really. I have 2 ride or die items, a phenomenal brush, and 2 items that I normally wouldn't purchase for myself, but that I was very excited to get. So it is a win all the way around. And even the bag, just the fact that I got the blue one instead of the mustard yellow one, I'm really happy. I just like totally won. Lately, Ipsy has been doing really well with me. I have this thing where every month I'm like, am I going to keep it? Am I going to keep it? Am I going to cancel it? So they got me for 1 more month. I'll get December, and I just kind of go from month to month to month. And the bigger issue now is I just have so much makeup that I don't really need to be subscribing to anything. But for the record, Sephora Play is my favorite because they're pretty much a home run every month. And if you want to see that video, tune in tomorrow because it will also be up. It'll also be late, and I'll also have a lot to say about it. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button below this video player. And also leave a comment if you have a comment to leave. I would love to know what you got in your Ipsy bag, if you get Ipsy that was different than mine. And also, if you don't get an Ipsy bag, please let me know what you thought was the most interesting of what I got. And last but not least, please like this video if you enjoyed it. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to spending more time with you soon. Take care and have a great day.